of all of your relatives that already died, all of their good works, there is a sowing and a reaping. And every good thing that they've ever done is a blessing on the lives of their descendants. But every bad thing that they've ever done is a curse on the lives of their descendants. So the scripture says, listen, the scripture says, the parent shall sin, and the children's teeth shall be set on edge. What does that mean? It means that we experience trouble in our life because of the sins of our parents. But the scripture says in another place, it says, each man shall die for his own sin. Does that sound like a contradiction? It sounded like a contradiction to me for years. The parent sins, the children's teeth are set on edge. Well, that's interesting because teeth in the scripture really signify Satan. The parents sin, and it sets Satan against their children. Curse goes on the children. But in the final accounting, every man dies only for his own sins. The parents sin, Satan goes after the children, their teeth are set on edge. But no matter how bad things are, because your parents sin, you have the ultimate responsibility for whether you live or die. It's harder. If your life is hard because your parents sin, it's harder, okay? But ultimately, you only die for your own sin. Does anyone not understand what I said? You have to face the reality of the pain that you've experienced and the trouble that you've experienced because your parents have sinned, but don't you ever blame your death on them. You hold your own life in your hands. Your parents' sin is not an excuse for you to sin. Your parents' sin against you does not give you license to sin. Thou shalt honor your parents and live long on the earth. You don't let them abuse you. God forbid you're being incested or something like that. That's not what that's talking about. There's absolutely no excuse for cutting your parents off. And your aunt is in the same category as your parents, your mother and father's siblings. Listen and live. You don't have to live with them. You just have to honor them and respect them. You don't have to live with them. You don't have to have a daily relationship with them unless they're in physical need and they help you. And they need your help. It's an obligation. You're not commanded to love them. You're commanded to honor them.